Hello all. Today we'll be discussing about probabilistic queuing model. In the last session of queuing theory, we discussed the basics of queuing theory. So today we will be connecting from the basics and we will be moving to the models, the problems in queuing theory. If you remember, wait time is affected by the design of the waiting line system. A waiting line system or a queuing system is defined by two elements: the population source of its customer and the process or service system itself. In this session, we will examine the elements of waiting line system and appropriate performance measures. Performance characteristics are calculated for different waiting line systems. We will conclude with description of managerial decisions relating to waiting line system, design and performance. The service system is characterized by the number of waiting lines, the number of servers, the arrangement of servers, arrival and service patterns, and the service priority rules. The number of waiting lines can be single or multiple. Banks often have single line for customers. Customers wait in line until a teller is free and then proceed to the teller's position. Other examples of single line system include airline counters, rental car counters, restaurants, amusement park attractions, and call centers. The advantages of using single line when multiple servers are available is the customer's perception of fairness in terms of equitable waits. The multiple line configuration is appropriate when specialized servers are used or when space consideration make a single line inconvenient. For example, in a grocery store where some registers are express lanes for customers with small number of items, using express lanes reduces the waiting time for customers making smaller purchases. The next one is number of servers. System serving capacity is a function of the number of server facilities and server proficiency. In waiting line systems, the term server and channel are used interchangeably. It is assumed that the server or channel can serve one or multiple customers at a time. Waiting line systems are either single server or single channel, or it can be multi-servers or multi-channel. Single server examples include small retail stores with a single checkout counter, a theater with a single person selling tickets and controlling admission into the show. Multi-server systems have parallel service providers offering the same service, such as grocery stores with multiple cashiers, drive-through banks, and gas stations. The next is arrangement of the servers. Servers require a single activity or a series of activity and are identified as phases. In a single phase system, the server is completed all at once, such as a bank transaction or a grocery store checkout. In multi-phase systems, the service is completed in a series of steps, such as fast food restaurants with ordering, pay, and pickup windows, or in many manufacturing processes. The next is arrival and service pattern. Waiting line models require an arrival and a service rate. The arrival rate specifies the average number of customers arriving per time period. For example, a system may have 10 customers arrive on an average each hour. The service rate specifies the average number of customers that can be serviced during the time period. The service rate is the capacity of the service system. If the number of customers you can serve per time period is less than the average number of customers arriving, the waiting line grows infinite. The next one is waiting line priority rules. A waiting line priority rule determines which customer is served next. A frequently used priority rule is first come, first serve, and most of the time we will be using this priority rule. This priority rule selects customers based on who has been waiting for the longest in the line. Generally, customer considers first come, first serve to be the fairest method for determining priority. Okay. Now, waiting level performance. Performance measures are used to gain useful information about the waiting line systems. These measures include average number of customers waiting in line and in the system. The number of customers waiting in line can be interpreted in several ways. Short waiting lines can result from relatively constant customer arrivals, no major surges in demand, or from the organization having excess capacity. Many cash, on the other hand, long waiting lines can result from poor server efficiency, inadequate system capacity, and or insignificant surges in demand. The second one, average time customers spend waiting and the average time a customer spend waiting in the system. Customers often link long wait times to poor service quality. When long waiting time occurs, one option may be to change the demand pattern. That is, the company can offer discount or better service at less busy times of the day or week. For example, a restaurant offers early bird diner at a discount so that the demand is more at that level. The discount moves some demand from the benefit is that this kind of discounts move some demand from prime time dining hours to the less desired dining hours. The third one is system utilization rate. Measuring capacity utilization shows the percentage of the time the servers are busy. Management's goal is to have enough servers to ensure that the waiting is within allowable limits, but not so many servers as to be a cost inefficient. Okay. So with regards to the problems, we will be looking into two types of model. One is with single server model and the other is multi-server model. In today's session, we will be specifically focusing on the single server model. A single server model with infinite population. This model is based on the following assumption. The arrival of the customer or the people follows a Poisson distribution with a mean arrival rate expressed as lambda. The service time is an exponential distribution and the average service rate is given by mu. The arrivals are from an infinite population. Customers are served in first come first serve basis and there is only single service station. So using these assumptions, we can calculate the operating characteristics of a waiting line system using the following formulas. So as I said earlier, lambda is the mean arrival rate of the customer. That is the average number of customers arriving per unit of time. Mu is the mean service rate, which is the average number of customers that can be served per unit of time. The next one is the utilization factor. Now, utilization factor is given by the notation rho or small p. In some textbooks, they use small p, and in some textbooks, they use rho. Both are same. Okay. So, rho is expressed as the arrival rate divided by the mean service rate. That is lambda by mu gives the average utilization of the system. Next is the average number of customers in the service system. Average number of customers in the service system is given by L equals lambda by mu minus lambda. The average number of customers waiting in the line is given by LQ is equal to rho or small p into L. That is the average number of customers in the service system. So, the number of customers waiting in the service system, multiplying it with the utilization factor will give you the average number of customers waiting in the line. W is the next is average time spent waiting in the system. You should remember there are two things. The average number of customers in the service system, and the next is the average number of customers in the line. Similarly, the average time spent in the service system is denoted by letter W, which is 1 by mu minus lambda. And the average time spent waiting in the line is given by WQ equals small p times the average time spent waiting in the system. The next is probability that n customers are in the service system at a given time is given by probability P of n is equal to 1 minus, that is small p, okay? Small p or rho, 1 minus small p into p rate, small p times n. Please don't confuse the notation. For the probability of n customers in the service system at a given time is given by P of n, that is probability of the number of customer n waiting in the system is given by 1 minus small p. Small p is utilization factor into small p, which is utilization factor raised to the number n. One thing that you should note is the service rate must be greater than the arrival rate, which is mu should be greater than lambda. If mu is less than or equal to lambda, the waiting line will eventually grow infinitely large. Therefore, before using the formulas, make sure that mu or the service rate or the mean service rate is greater than the mean arrival rate of customers. Let's take this problem. The computer lab at the State University has a help desk to assist students working on computer spreadsheet assignment. The students patiently form a single line in front of the desk to wait for the help. Students are served based on first come, first served priority rule. On an average, 15 students per hour arrive at the help desk. Students' arrival are best described using a Poisson distribution. The help desk server can help an average of 20 students per hour, with the service rate being described by exponential distribution. Calculate the following operating characteristics of the service system. Number A, the average utilization of the help desk server. Number B, the average number of students in the system. Number 3, the average number of students waiting in line. Number 4, average time a student spent in the system, that is spent waiting in the system. Number 5, the average number of students spent waiting in the line. And the last, probability of having more than 4 students in the system. So first, you should ensure caution and try to see if the mean service rate is greater than the arrival rate. Okay, so the key to solving queuing problems is to identify the mean arrival rate of customers and the mean service rate. In this case, on an average, 15 customers arrive each hour, which is the arrival rate, and the consultant can serve 20 customers per hour, which is the service rate. So the service rate is greater than the arrival rate. Once you have established these values, you merely plug them into the appropriate formula. So the average utilization of the system is given by rho equals to lambda times mu, which is 15 by 20, which is 0.75. Okay. The next one is average number of students in the system, which is given by the formula L equals lambda times mu minus lambda, which is 15 divided by mu is 20 minus 15 equals to 3 students. The next one, average number of students waiting in the line. So average number of students waiting in the line is given by the formula LQ equals rho times L, which is 0.75 into 3, which is 2.25 students. The fourth question is average time a student spent in the system, which is given by W equals 1 divided by mu minus lambda, which is 1 divided by 20 minus 15, which is 0.2 hours or 12 minutes. The next one is average time a student spent waiting in the line, which is given by WQ, which is given by the formula rho times W, which is 0.75 into 0.2, which is 0.15 hours or 9 minutes. You multiply 0.15 into 60, you get in minutes. Okay. The last one is the probability that there are more than 4 students in the system. So probability of more than 4 is equal to 1 minus probability that there are 4 or less than 4 students in the system. Okay, I hope you remember from our sessions from quantitative techniques about how we find probability. So we have to find more than 4. So we will find it 1 minus probability of 4 or less than 4. Okay, so that is given by 1 minus summation of n goes from 0 to 4. Okay, probability of n. So we will find the probability of n for all the values starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 students in the system. So that is given by 1 minus summation n goes from 0 to 4. Probability of n can be expressed by a formula 1 minus rho into rho of n, which is nothing but 1 minus. Now the common term what we will come across is 1 minus p. 1 minus p is 1 minus 0.75, which is 0.25, which we will take it out, and p of n, that is p raised to 0 plus p raised to 1, p raised to 2, p raised to 3, I'm sorry, small p, sorry, small p raised to 1, zeros plus small p raised to 1 plus small p raised to 2, small p raised to 3 or small p raised to 4. Okay, small p is same as rho. Let me make it clear once again. In some textbooks they will be expressing it in small p, some textbooks they will be giving you as rho. So you can use either. So it is given by small p raised to 0 plus small p raised to 1 plus small p raised to 2, small p raised to 3 plus small raised to 4. So that is given by 1 minus, you add up all these things, multiply it with 0.25 and subtract that from 1 and you will get 0.2374, which means 23.74%. There is a 23.74% chance of having more than 4 students in the system. So this is how we solve a single server finite population problem. Okay, so we will take a case for practice. I want you to solve it using these formulas. Okay, and submit to me your solution by email by the end of the day. Okay, so please note down, Melanie is the manager of a clean machine car wash and has gathered the following information. Okay, Melanie is a person who is a manager of a clean machine car wash. So she is the manager of a car wash company and has gathered the following information. Customers arrive at the rate of 8 per hour. Okay, so 8 customers arrive per hour according to Poisson distribution. The car washer can service an average of 10 cars per hour. That is the service rate, and described by an exponential distribution. Melanie is concerned about the number of customers waiting in the line, and she has asked you to calculate the following system characteristics. Number one, average system utilization. Number two, average number of customers in the system. Number three, average number of customers waiting in the line. Next one. Melanie realizes that how long the customer must wait is also important. She is also concerned about customers balking. When the waiting line is too long, balking is the customer will not join the line. He will see a queue and he will walk away without joining the line. Okay. Using the arrival and service rates as the previous, she wants you to calculate the following system characteristics. Number one, average time a customer spends in the system. The average time a customer spends waiting in the line. Number three, probability of having more than 3 customers in the system. And number four, probability of having more than 4 customers in the system. So please go through the problem that we have solved earlier. Okay. Using those same formulas, you have to solve this 2 problems, 2 sub-problems of the case, and submit to me by the end of the day. So thank you, students. Thank you for your time.